If you watched the last video, thank you. In this world of vertical video, that one was landscape. So if you turned your screen and watched, thanks, I appreciate you. There were also some questions about how that was shot. Was it storyboarded? What lens did you use? What other gear did you use? So I figured just quickly answer those for those that had questions. And yeah, let's jump into it. So for the crowd shots and kind of the texture shots to the video, we used a 50 to 100 Sigma 1.8, and yeah, we shot those zoomed in roughly between 75 and 100 to really get a little bit of compression between like the phone shots, the crowd shots, and the separation between what was happening in the environment, and really trying to focus on some of the attendees that were there in terms of their focus to the stage, and where Erin Andrews was hosting, Tiger Woods was speaking with also the CEO of TaylorMade. So this was one of the lenses that were used. The second lens that was used was a 35mm Sigma f1.4. I think we shot this at f2. This was used for a few shots. The first one was the entrance, or the beginning of the video, where the individuals were in a room. It was roughly 4x6, and yeah, we set that up on a tripod, shot it straight, had them really just sit at a desk for a couple of seconds, look dead in the camera, and I knew we wanted to use that shot in some way to show like some sort of planning of the event, planning of the actual launch, and kind of read between the lines of where decisions were made before final sign-off to this kind of grandiose event that Tiger was hosting just to announce a new brand. We also used the 35mm on an outdoor shot in the car. So this was put on the front hood, and it was shot through the window in a parking garage, actually. It was post-event, so the garage was lit, obviously, and it was kind of empty. So we put this kind of suction cup, and how this works is you press this button here, and it sticks to the surface that you're on. Then you put the camera on here, and you just shoot through. Shout out to Adrian Purr for the recommendation on this. This was clutch, works as advertised. Yeah, so we shot through the window. We turned the light on in the car itself just to add a little bit more light to the subject as we drove through, and it was on screen for only a few seconds, but enough to kind of just create motion and movement of signifying people arriving to the event, or this kind of hurriedness to either get to somewhere or to be weary or curious of news. So that was the main piece of gear used for that shot. And then as part of audio, this was a cable that we used to plug into the soundboard. It's a 3.5mm to female XLR. So we plugged this directly into the soundboard and adjusted the volume to capture mic audio, which was great. So the audio piece where Erin announced that this is the first time Tiger has donned a new brand in the last 27 years. That was kind of the clean audio that we chose to use for the video itself. And then in terms of audio, I thought it would just be an interesting just juxtaposition of putting a Yeezy track on maybe an event that doesn't really normally use a Yeezy track. I think I heard it on the way back home. So I was like, oh, maybe this could fit well as part of the video, and it turned out to be okay. Speaking for the video itself, there wasn't really a storyboard going into the event to create that sort of video. I think I wanted to have some sort of take on the video that wasn't just solely focused on apparel and just added a bit more story and texture to what was going on. So yeah, part of hearing that song and that intro, it was something that I wanted to try, and it fit well. So when I placed some of the video, the entrance shots, there's a shot of Jordan Rodgers sipping a cup of water, and that shot actually wasn't planned. It just fit well into the sound piece of the video. Yeah, so that's kind of how it all kind of tied itself in together. And then the last part in terms of like story coloring, um, yeah, we chose black and I chose black and white because, I mean, obviously Sunday Red was just it was a color itself, but we, the black and white of it kind of lends itself to like what happens in history, the black and white of text on pages, of writing, and depending on what your opinion is of Tiger, of the event, of the apparel, it was a very black and white moment.